if you love me, this is Jesus speaking, if you love me, the Father will love you. And after the Father loves you, I will love you. And after I love you, I am forced to reveal myself unto you. He requires pure, undiluted, uncorrupted worship. And when you give him that worship from the platform of love, he is forced to reveal himself to you. There is something that I realized. We thought daily encounters were a thing of the past. With Jesus, we thought his manifestation only belongs to the day of either our calling or reference to a particular spiritual event. No. The reason why he died on the cross was so that that Adamic relationship before sin may be rekindled with every one of us. Not just pastors, not just apostles, not just prophets, but everybody. Everyone. There is nobody who is disqualified from seeing. Pastor, what are you saying? Can I show you something? You must understand that when Jesus died on the cross, he was dying for people that were in sin. He didn't die after we had become perfect. So encounters with him are not for the perfect. So you don't need to wait to be perfect in order for you to encounter Jesus today. You just have to be able to pour your heart to him, to die to self, and to give the undiluted, unpolluted, uncorrupted love that he requires. Love is the key to experiential knowledge of him. What is important in your life is determined by your revelation of Jesus.
So what happened is I had been meditating on this verse, John chapter 11, when Jesus was saying, "Did I not tell you that if you believe you would see the glory of God?" So when he prayed for me, as I fell down, I came back to that verse. Then I said, "Lord, I do not want to just believe. I want to know." That's what I really said. Then, I don't know, something started happening to my body. I felt like I was being pushed up, but it was more like ndinendanga ndichiramba to be pushed up. So he was saying, focus on Jesus, focus on Jesus. Then I had to focus on my heart. Then I heard him calling me. He said, "Linda, look at me." But I could not see anything, but I could feel in my heart that I was having a conversation with someone. Then as I put more focus on that, I was like I was in a road, like you know, zvakaita maroads ekuvhumba kwamutare zvacho. That's how it seemed like. But I did not walk distance yakareba. It was like I was feeling myself that I was walking in there, but at the same time I could feel that my body was bossy and it was being pressed upwards. So as I walked pa road pepe, I got to a place panga paine munda wakakura where there was wheat yanga almost ripe. It was not yet yellow, yanga iri green, but it seemed ripe. Then as I got there, na mira pa end pemunda. Then I looked mumunda. There were men and women, many of them. They were different races. They were black, they were white, they were colors. I could see a lot of races in there. So as I looked at them, they had my baskets. Pane avanga wakabata mawoko. Then there were others that were on the ground. So I suggested kuti the ones angari on the ground anga siri awo. Then the ones anga wakabata ndo angari awo. So vanga vachiplaka wheat, vanga vachicheka wheat. Majority of the wheat wankwachisa mumabasket out. Then mubasket rangariri pasi. Like all of them, they were doing the same thing. And mabuckets angari pasi awangachisa wheat shoma. Then pasai pango, I felt presence. I believe it was Jesus. Nobody told me that it was him, but I saw it was him. I couldn't see anybody, but what I saw was this yet. You know, I think my farmers, kuna na China, I think those are the guys who look at those heads. And when Mumunda, they were wearing the same heads. He was wearing that head, but all I could see was his hands. Then he showed me his hands. They were human hands. I could not see any face, but I could see that head, that somebody was in the head. I couldn't see any feet. I couldn't see anything. All I could see was those hands. Then he said to me, look at them. They're supposed to be taking all the plans for me. They're supposed to be taking all those people for me, but they're taking them for themselves. Look at them. They have made names for themselves and forgetting my name. Then he showed me those hands. He said, look at my hands. These wounds, they are for these people. But instead of telling these people about me, they are telling them about themselves. They are creating names for themselves. Like, there was so much sorrow in his voice. There was so much sorrow in his voice that I started crying. So as I started crying, I was like, I came back to my senses. So nandakarara mu church pamberi, and then I went back to sit kwangu. Then vandagara pasit pangu. But as I said, I felt like he said, focus on me. It was more like something was jail, but it took me back to the field. Then as I saw the field, I saw those people, my farmers, I can say those farmers, vanga vakupedza kuplaka, when I think they had plugged out almost 3/4, Papa Sarah 1/4. Then I was crying and I said, Lord, why are you not doing anything? Just say vakutopedza kuplaka the whole wheat. Then he just said to me, I have reserved for myself they that will preach my name, not their names. They that will tell the people the real truth, not to fake. Then I was still crying. So as I was crying, I just came back to my senses. Then after that, the pastor was praying the Lord's Prayer, and I fell down. As I fell down, I felt like I was still connected to that voice, like I was not being physically aware of what was happening, but I felt like I was still connected to that voice. And he just said, a generation is rising, a generation that will speak more of my name than their names. So I don't know, I felt like God is really worried. He's really sad about how the men of God and stuff, the way they are doing the things. I think even still now, I'm not yet myself, and I have this burden in me. I don't know, but I was crying. That's all I know, because Jesus was not happy, especially the part when he showed me his hands. He was so heavy. I couldn't see anything. All I could see was the head and the hands, but I'm really sure he was even crying because they were taking so much wheat into their baskets that they should have taken into his basket.